What's going on, everybody? Josh Engleman for Awesemo.com, and I am back with my NBA DFS contenders on FanDuel for Wednesday, June 2nd. Now be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you know when this and all of our other content goes live. Follow me, right here, me, on Twitter, at Josh Engleman. Only place you're going to find updates to my sim results as we get closer to lock. Finally, let me know in the comments section who is your favorite and least favorite of my contenders for today's slate. We are rounding out the bottom of my top 10 with Bojan Bogdanovic, Derrick Rose, Kristaps Porzingis, Bradley Beal, and Seth Curry on the outside looking in. Who will be my favorites? My top 5 plays for today? It is time to find out. First up at number 5, we're going to the small forward spot, and we're getting Rui Hachimura. He is 5,200, projected for 26.5. The goal is 35.5, and he is in the optimal lineup 34% of the time. Rui's going to benefit big time here. Looking like we're switching to a Daniel Gafford, Robin Lopez duo at the center spot. Rui could see a couple minutes there. And we're not going to have Davis Bertans, who is likely done for the rest of the playoffs unless the Wizards miraculously come back, win this series, and probably win the next one. So I've got Rui in for 39 minutes, right around 0.7 fantasy points per minute, 15% usage, 14 real points, 7 boards, and very little else. But the minutes are the big piece here. He's not priced as if he's supposed to be playing 36 plus minutes. He's priced if he should be playing like 32 minutes. So at a small forward spot that has a ton of similarly priced value, I really like getting to Rui. Number 4, we're going to the point guard spot, heading to Memphis, grabbing Ja Morant. He's 8,200, projected for 43. The goal is 54. He's in the optimal lineup 34% of the time. They're going to throw everything at the wall that they can. They're eliminated if they lose. 40 minutes for Ja, and he could play more. I just have a hard time going north of 40. 1.08 fantasy points per minute for this game. 30% usage for Morant. He's been dominating the ball this postseason. 26 points, 8 assists, 5 boards, maybe a steal. That would be great. I'm not super excited about Memphis's chances against Utah, but that doesn't really matter because Ja Morant's going to play 40 minutes and he's only 8,200. And that's sort of value. This 8K range on FanDuel is really, really awesome today. And we're starting that with Ja. And then we're staying at point guard, and we're staying in that 8K range, and we're going to $8,500 Ben Simmons. He's projected for 47.5. The goal is 56, and he is in the optimal lineup 38% of the time. No Joel Embiid, or at least we're expecting no Joel Embiid, which means Ben Simmons sees a usage bump when Joel Embiid is not on the floor. I also think it's important to note that it's probably going to be without Shake Milton, another guy that gets a pretty decent usage bump normally with no Embiid. But when you take both of those guys off, Ben Simmons goes to even bigger heights. 37 minutes for Simmons today, 1.28 fantasy points per minute, 23% usage. That's a line of 20 points, 8.5 assists, 8.5 boards, and almost 3 stocks in the massive pace-up spot against the Wizards. I have no doubt in my mind that I'm going to a heavy amount of Ben Simmons today. I assume he is also very popular, but I don't see a way around it. When you don't have Joel Embiid, you got to go to Simmons, and spoiler alert, you got to go to Tobias Harris. But you don't go to Tobias Harris in the number 2 spot. Power forward eligible Daniel Gafford is our number 2 contender. 5,100, projected for 29. The goal is 35. He's in the optimal lineup 38% of the time. I assume Daniel Gafford is starting again. He started game 4 and they won, obviously under different circumstances. Although in theory, it's kind of the same circumstances now. Joel Embiid is not going to be there for the bulk of the game. I'm giving Gafford 26 minutes. I think that could go even slightly higher if he stays out of foul trouble, but that's neither here nor there. 1.1 fantasy points per minute in those 26 minutes, 14% usage, 11 points, 7 boards, 2.5 blocks plus a steal, so 3.5 stocks. Look, this Philly defense is not the same without Joel Embiid. It's probably going to be a slightly more up-tempo game as well. This game fits Gafford perfectly, and the fact that you could roster him at power forward instead of center is massive. Now, before we get to that number 1 contender, one last reminder, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you know when everything goes live. Then follow me on Twitter at Josh Engleman, only place you're going to get updates to these sim results as we get closer to lock. Finally, let me know in the comment section underneath this video. Want your favorite contender, your least favorite contender, and the guy that you thought should have been on this list that you do not see. I spoiled it earlier, but we're here now. Power forward eligible Tobias Harris is our number 1 contender today. Projected for 45.7 fantasy points at 8,200. The goal is 54, and he is in the optimal lineup 43% of the time. Harris sees the big bump with no Joel Embiid. 37 minutes, 1.24 fantasy points per minute because of that increased usage and because of the pace up spot. 27 real points, 7.5 boards, 4 assists, 2 stocks. What's not to like? I love getting to Harris. I love getting to Simmons. Hell, I love getting to Seth Curry as well. Just getting to the Sixers and getting to the Wizards, it's the best matchup for DFS on the slate. But Tobias Harris specifically, with no Joel Embiid, is the #1 contender for today. Alrighty, folks, that will do it. Those are my NBA DFS contenders on FanDuel for Wednesday, June 2nd. Process show is in the books. Go watch that. DraftKings version of this video is around here somewhere. Strategy show at 10 a.m. with Laffy, and then I'm back for Live Before Lock tonight, 6 p.m. with Greg Ehrenberg. Good luck tonight, everybody. We will be back again tomorrow morning for another edition of the Contenders.